In administration of investigation, two things can happen. It is either suspects to present themselves before investigative wings or the justice system would follow the suspected offender. The Anti-Corruption Commission and former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo appears to be having challenges in how to proceed. Last week, Mr. Lusambo was summoned by the SCC, but he did not show up, and even today, 30th August, he failed to appear for an interview. SCC Public Relations Manager Timothy Mono says the Commission will find means of bringing Mr. Lusambo for interrogation. Asked why their client could not make it today, lawyer Makebi Zulu says they had other engagements.
It didn't fail. Us as lawyers were engaged today, and we informed the SCC that we're engaged and we'll go there tomorrow, and they said, okay, they'll be expecting us at 10.
And Mr. Mono has disclosed that they have warned and cautioned former Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure Permanent Secretary Charles Mushota and former Chief Procurement Officer Dorothy Katongo over alleged irregularities in the procurement of a building at over $5 million.
Yesterday we did record a warn and caution statement from the former Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure Development, Mr. Charles Mushota, and his former Chief Procurement and Supplies Officer, Dorothy Katongo. And this is in relation to the procurement of a building along United Nations Avenue, which houses the infrastructure, Ministry of Infrastructure and Housing, or is it Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure Development? It is now called Infrastructure House.
And the Commission have arrested a Zambia Airforce Warrant officer, Albert Siyunda, together with his wife Lyatamani, for being in possession of properties suspected to be proceeds of crime worth 7 million kwacha.
In charge of cashiers, and he has been arrested for possession of property reasonably suspected to be proceeds of crime. And these properties are valued at over 7 million kwacha. And they are located around Lusaka. Some of them are in New Kasama, 2 are in New Kasama, we have 2 in Tendere East, and we have 1 in Chalada. And all these properties were procured through cash, and some of them he actually engaged a construction company to build for him. So these properties were concealed in his wife's name. 6 of the properties were concealed in his wife's name. Only 1 of the property was in his name.
The anti-corruption fight is on, but it is the results which will show whether it is a success or victimization. Victoria Kayeye Yambani, Diamond News.